The phone rings at 2:17 a.m. Not loud, not urgent, but it doesn't stop. And something about it feels different. You've had calls like this before. Late night. Unknown number. No context. But this one lingers half a second longer than it should. Like whoever's on the other side is deciding how much to tell you and how much to hide. You pick it up. Silence. Then a voice. There's been an incident offshore. No greeting, no introduction. Just that. And in that moment, you already know. This isn't just another case. This is the kind that starts in the dark and doesn't stay buried for long. You're out of bed before the call fully ends. No hesitation, no questions. Because in your world, when something goes wrong at sea, it doesn't wait until morning, and neither do you. The city is quiet, too quiet. Street lights stretch across empty roads as you drive. Houston at this hour feels different, like everything is holding its breath, waiting. Your hands are steady on the wheel, but your mind isn't. It's already out there, far beyond the skyline, beyond the last visible light, where steel meets black water, and small mistakes turn into permanent ones. You've seen this pattern before. Different ships, different companies, same call, same tone, same carefully chosen words. An incident. They never say explosion. They never say failure. They never say lives. Not at first. Because the first version of the story is always controlled. By the time you arrive, the building is already alive. Lights on. People moving fast, but trying not to look like they are. No one stops you, no one greets you. They just step aside. They know why you're here. And more importantly, they know what that means. The room is colder than expected. Not physically. Something else. Something heavier. A large screen glows at the far end. Frozen on a single frame. A vessel massive. Cutting through darkness like it owns the ocean. You stop walking. Just for a second. Studying it. Because ships like this, they're not supposed to fail quietly. When something goes wrong, it goes wrong completely. Glad you could make it. The voice comes from behind you. Sharp. Controlled. The kind of voice that's used to being listened to. You don't turn immediately. Your eyes stay on the screen. How bad is it? A pause. Too long to be reassuring. Worse still, assessing. You almost smile. Not because it's funny. Because it's expected. They always say that. Still assessing. Too early to confirm. Working with limited information. Different words. Same meaning. We know more than we're saying. Play it. You say, no introductions. No small talk. Just the truth. Or at least, the version of it they're willing to show. The footage begins. Grainy. Stabilized. Pulled from onboard systems. At first, nothing stands out. Crew moving normally. Lights steady. The ocean calm. Too calm, you take a step closer, eyes narrowing slightly. Because calm scenes, before disasters, are never actually calm. They just haven't broken yet. Then, a flicker. So quick it almost doesn't exist. But you see it. Pause. The video freezes. Go back. They rewind. 5 seconds. Again. Now you're closer. Close enough to see what others ignore. There. You say a slight delay in the system response. Barely noticeable. But it shouldn't be there. What am I looking at? Someone asks. You don't answer right away. Because once you say it, you can't take it back. Play it again. The footage continues. Everything looks normal, until it doesn't. A sudden flash. Violent. Bright. Final. No sound in the room. But somehow, that makes it worse. Someone behind you shifts uncomfortably. Another looks away. But you don't move. Because the explosion isn't the important part. It never is. Engine failure. Someone says quickly. Too quickly. Or operator error. Another adds. Even faster. You finally turn. Stop guessing. The room goes quiet instantly. You step closer to the screen again. There's always a moment before this, you say. Your voice is calm, measured. A moment where something goes wrong. You pause, and someone decides it's not serious enough. No one interrupts. Because deep down, they already know. How many were on board? You ask. 27. And now, a pause. 24 confirmed. 3. Just a number in this room, but out there that number had names. Lives, stories that were supposed to continue past tonight. You take a slow breath. Names. You ask. Silence. You turn. Look at them properly this time. They have names. The tension shifts. They're still being verified. Someone finally says. You hold their gaze for a second longer. Then nod. But you don't believe it. Not completely. Because this is how it begins. Not with truth, but with delay, with hesitation. With people trying to control what can't be controlled anymore. You turn back to the screen, run it again. And as the footage loops, you're not watching the explosion anymore. You're watching everything before it. Every movement, every signal, Every missed chance to stop what's coming. Because somewhere in those few seconds, the outcome was already decided. They just didn't realize it yet. And now, that moment belongs to you. To find, to prove, and to say out loud when no one else will. The footage keeps looping again and again and again. Most people would look away by now. Not because they don't care, but because their brain has already decided it's over. But you know better. For you, this is where it actually begins. You step closer to the screen. Close enough that the pixels start to blur. Close enough to notice things others miss. Ruin 10 seconds before the flash. No hesitation this time. They follow immediately. Good. They're starting to understand. The clip resets. Crew members moving. Panels glowing. Everything normal. Slow it down, you say. The video drags now. Every movement stretched. Every second exposed. And that's when you see it. Not the system, not the lights. A person standing near the control panel. Still. Too still. While the frame freezes, you step closer. Eyes locked. There. A hand. Hovering, not pressing anything. Not reacting. Just waiting. Zoom in. The image distorts slightly. But it's enough. Enough to confirm it. He saw it. Silence. No one challenges you. Because they see it too now. He knew something was wrong. You continue. Your voice stays calm. Controlled. But the meaning behind it. It lands heavy. Then why didn't he act? Someone asks. That question lingers. Not because it's hard, but because the answer is. You don't look away from the screen. People don't hesitate without a reason. You finally turn. Something made him unsure. Or someone, another voice adds quietly. You nod once. Exactly. Pull the system logs, you say. And this time, there's no excuse, no delay. Because now they feel it too. That shift from accident to something else. The file lands in front of you. Thick, detailed, and dangerous. You open it slowly. Page 1, routine. Page 2, still clean. Page 3, you stop. There it is, a warning. Timestamped minutes before the explosion. You read it once. Slower. As if the words might change. They don't. You tap the page lightly. This came before the incident. Confirmed. Yes. You lean back slightly. Exhale. Not relief. Recognition. Because now, the story is changing. This wasn't sudden, you say. This was building. You look up, and someone chose to ignore it. The room tightens. You can feel it. That invisible pressure. Because now, it's not just about what happened. It's about who allowed it. Maybe they didn't see it in time. Someone tries. Weak, you shake your head slowly. No. You turn the file toward them. They saw it. Your finger taps the timestamp. They had time? Silence. The kind that confirms more than words ever could. You stand. Start pacing. Not nervous. Thinking, connecting. Warning issued. You speak slowly. System instability. Delayed response. Then you stop. Turn back toward the screen. Then impact. You let that sit. Because when you line it up like that, it stops looking random. It starts looking deliberate. Not intentional, but allowed. And sometimes, that's worse. You close the file. Softly. But the sound echoes anyway. This doesn't stay here, you say. No one argues. Because they know. Cases like this, they don't stay in rooms. They move from reports to questions to headlines. And when that happens, everything changes. The families will call. You add. Your voice quieter now. More grounded. They won't care about technical reports. They'll ask one thing. You pause. Then say it clearly. What really happened? No one speaks. Because no one here is ready to answer that yet. But you are. Or at least, you're getting closer. You look back at the frozen frame. That single moment. The hand. The hesitation. The decision. Because that's what this is now. Not a failure. A decision. Made in a few seconds. That changed everything after it. And you're not done yet. Not even close. The room feels different now. Not quieter. Heavier. Because once the truth starts taking shape, it doesn't stop. You're no longer watching for mistakes. You're tracing responsibility. There's a difference. And everyone in this room can feel it. Pull the communication logs, you say. A slight hesitation. Then movement. Audio replaces silence. Crackling. Distorted. Real. Voices overlap. Tension already present. Before anything goes wrong. Pressure's fluctuating. We're still within limits? This doesn't look right. You don't move. You don't interrupt. You just listen. Because tone says more than words ever will. Then, a pause, and a voice, clearer than the rest. Hold for now. Everything inside you locks in place. Replay that. They do. Hold for now.
Oh, wow.
2 seconds. That's all it takes. 2 seconds to delay action, to silence instinct, to trust the wrong call. You stare at the screen. not blinking, because now, you see it, the entire sequence. Not an accident, not a sudden failure, a chain, a warning ignored, a signal delayed, a decision made. You close your eyes for a brief moment, not out of exhaustion, but clarity, because this is the moment everything shifts. You open them again. Who gave that order? No one answers immediately, because now it's not about systems anymore. It's about a person, a choice, a name, and names carry weight, more than data, more than reports. Names don't disappear, they stay, in documents, in headlines, in memory. You wait, not rushing, because silence does the work for you. Eyes shift. No one wants to say it first, but they all know. Eventually, someone speaks, not loudly, not confidently, just enough. A name. You don't react right away. You let it settle, because once it's said, there's no pulling it back. You nod slowly. That's where it leads. No one argues, because deep down, they've already followed the same path. They just didn't want to reach the end of it. You step away from the table, walk toward the screen one last time. The ship is frozen again, perfectly still, moments before impact, everything intact, everything preventable. You study it, not as evidence, but as a moment, a point in time, where everything could have changed if someone had chosen differently, but they didn't. And now, 3 people are gone, not because of the ocean, not because of fate, but because of hesitation, because of a decision made in 2 seconds. The phone rings. You don't need to check. You already know. This call is different, not corporate, not controlled, real. You answer. A voice breaks through, unsteady. Please, a pause. Can you tell me what happened? You don't speak immediately, because now you have the answer. Clear, complete, heavy. Your eyes drift back to the screen, then to the file, then to nothing. Because saying it makes it permanent, makes it real. You take a slow breath, and for a moment, there's only silence, not empty, but full of everything you know. Because some truths don't just explain the past, they change what comes next. And once you say them, there's no taking them back. The sun has fully risen now. Light fills the room. But it doesn't make anything easier. If anything, it makes everything clearer. Too clear. You tighten your grip on the phone slightly. And finally, you speak. Carefully. Precisely. Because this isn't just information anymore. It's accountability. It wasn't an accident. The words land softly. But they carry weight. A warning came in. You continue. And it wasn't acted on in time. Silence on the other end. Then, a quiet breath. Like something just broke. Not loudly, but permanently. You close your eyes for a second. Because this part never gets easier, no matter how many times you do it. When you open them again, the room hasn't changed, but everything inside it has. Because now, the truth exists outside of it. And once it's out, there's no controlling where it goes. Reports will follow. Investigations, headlines, names will surface. And the story will no longer belong to the people in this room. It will belong to everyone. You lower the phone slowly. The call is over. But the case is just beginning. You take one last look at the screen. That frozen moment, that single decision, and you realize this is what it always comes down to. Not the disaster, not the damage, but the moment before it. When someone had a choice, and made the wrong one. And once you learn to see that moment, you start noticing it everywhere. Follow for more POV stories that put you inside the decision.